Hey, Shalom Aleichem. I pray you guys are alright. I'm just getting off of work right now. About to head home. I got a bunch of things on my mind. Today was a quiet day for me. And my coworkers knew it. They could tell that I was deep in thought. And they even closed the door while I was there because they thought that I just didn't want to be bothered. I just got a lot of things on my mind about our people. The number one thing that is on my mind, to be quite honest with you, is that we gotta migrate. We need to find a place where we all be at, and we gotta pick some leaders, and we're gonna have to do this thing life or death. You know, that's where my heart is right now. I'm not gonna say unify, but we need to pick a place and we need to worship and live together. And that's what's on my mind as far as my people are concerned. Before that happens, while I'm waiting to figure out what's what, I'm gonna go ahead and get this karaoke box. I'm going to go ahead and get this house if I can. I'm going to take some classes with DCF, and I'm going to try to see if I can adopt some kids and foster some children, man. And the reason why I am going to do that is because we're commanded to take care of those without fathers, and they are our people, and they didn't choose their situation or circumstance, and they're below the age of accountability, or they're coming towards the age of accountability. We got to give them a chance to get that understanding on some level, shape, and form to at least start them out. Yeah, I might not be able to keep them, but the thing to remember is that another one waters, one digs the dirt, tills it, and it grows, and Yah gets the glory, you know? So I'm going to try to work out doing my part to make sure that that gets accomplished. And through that time period, I'm going to try to see if I can get a grocery store open up and running, and try to see if I can hire some kids to get it to work there, or if some of my kids could work there, you know, that kind of thing. Try to get this thing moving, because we need to start having some revenue circulated. We need to start inspiring some people, and we need to protect our babies, man. We need to keep them off the streets. Yo, if you're in a position of hustling where a cop can see you, that's a bad thing. And the reason why it's a bad thing is one of my favorite scriptures is Luke chapter 6. Luke chapter 6, I don't want to say that Yeshua is telling you to kiss his butt, but he's telling you, if they're trying to get you to do one thing, go the extra mile. Take it to the next level. The synopsis of that is this. These men are occupying our land in that storyline. They already didn't like us. They already looked down on us. They was already raping our kids and selling them for liquor. They didn't care about us. To hell with us. So when you see one of them, they tell you to do something, you say no. What's about to happen to you? You're about to be killed. So we don't beg, but we show love, we show honor. I'm gonna show you I'm better than you, and that's the righteousness of Yahuwah. You know, love despite of, keep peace whenever possible. Not to say that the time for a sword won't come, because Yeshua said there was going to be a time for a sword, but until that time, you better be cordial. You better see yourself friendly, and that's what you got to do. You know, people be getting mad and stuff, and I always find it funny how dudes always like to talk about having guns and junk. It could have been 50 of them dudes with guns, and it wouldn't help nothing. You know why? The United States military is going to every single city, and they're having trials. They're training to fight terrorism in cities because they've gone to these other countries and they get their butts whooped in those other countries. They have a lot of fallout. And from a world standpoint, they can't just kill everybody. So they got to learn how to war without demolishing everything. So the most minimum casualties they're going to handle. If you look at Atlanta, other than having the Olympics, really hasn't had anything on a level of necessity of a thought process of why a terrorist is going to go down there and attack Atlanta. There's a number of places that terrorists are going to attack before they attack a place that has absolutely no meaning on the level of national security. Of course, don't get me wrong, Atlanta has the airport hub, you know, and it has a lot of military installations, but that's just one more reason why you don't go to that state. They got a lot of areas, which is why they attacked New York and DC first. They could have probably attacked Chicago, Illinois. They could have probably attacked Los Angeles. They could attack a lot of areas before they attack Atlanta. See what I'm saying? They can attack Florida. There's tons of areas in Florida that they can attack before they attack Atlanta, you know? But when you went down to the train station at the Underground, what'd you see? Full military riot mode. These dudes had armor on. These dudes had assault weapons. They had dogs. And they was walking all around. They were looking at you, waiting for you to make a mistake. Bad day for you if you got a beard. Bad day for you if you got your hair covered. Because they're going to automatically assume that you Muslim. When you could in fact be Sunni, you could be a Sufi, you could be Hebrew Israelite, you could be Nation of Islam, you could be anybody. But nobody cares about what you could possibly be. They want you to make a mistake, so they got a reason to do something to you. So, yo, dude was hustling CDs and stuff or whatever. But truth be told, that was one reason to get on him. He probably was in a place that he wasn't supposed to have been at and anything. And these guys are always looking for a reason to screw you over. It was predestined that Isaiah 19, Isaiah 20, that anybody fitting that description of people is about to go down. A huge percentage. 2/3 of us is going to be killed off before this is over. You understand me? 2/3 of us are going to be killed off before this is done. So, keep peace whenever possible. Go the extra mile. Do unto others as you have them to do unto you. Be wise as a snake, harmful as a dove. Don't get caught on the streets. Should you have your rights to be there? Yes. Is it wrong for them to do what they do to us? Hell yeah. Should you feel wrong? Should you have? Should you not feel like you should take vengeance? Look, that's up to the eyes of the person. You won't be seeing me on TV if anything happens to my family. My heart's gonna be broken, and I'm gonna pray Yah gives me the direction to do what I need to do righteously. But you're not gonna see me on the news talking about, oh, this is a horrible thing, what they did to my family member, and they didn't even have this, or they didn't have that. Screw you. You better come looking for me, because I'm not going to be sitting there talking to nobody. I'm going to be crying out to my Creator to give me direction, to humble me, to keep me calm, to keep me focused, to guide me so I don't make a fool out of myself. And that's what you have to do. You got to keep yourself out of the limelight. The only time you should be on the street is for mission, to go get something to eat, to go to work, which is mission. All those three things is missions. If you're chilling on the street corner with a whole bunch of dudes in an area that you know that they always got crime at, then you screwing yourself over. Oh, I live there. You better stay inside. You got a door. Stay inside. We don't got time for that. We don't got the excuses out there for that. When I was younger, that's what my mom tried to teach me. And I didn't get it. And I almost went to jail by just sitting on a stoop. As a kid, 14, 15, 16 years old, all I was doing was sitting down. almost went to jail. Not one time, not 2 times, 3 times. I learned real quick, I need to get a hobby. That by the time I get home, I'm gonna be so tired that I'm not gonna want to hang out with anyone. And all I have time to do is my schoolwork, deal with my baby cousins, and go home after that hobby's over. And that's what I did. And when I went to college, that hobby kept me from chilling and getting drunk, and I never smoked weed in my life, never got in trouble for nothing. And it kept me militant to where if I was hungry and I ain't have no money or anything, that hobby had me so focused on breaking down myself that if it was just water and oatmeal, you best believe that sucker get boiled and get ate. If it was just eggs, and I knew I could only, so I had to ration out 3 eggs until I got paid, then that's what was happening. You know what I'm saying? I realized since then, having more, you get complacent, become a little punk, and you always whine and complain about the littlest thing. You forget where you were. That's scripture right there. You forget your place or forget where you were. You start judging everybody for everybody else's sins. You start attacking everybody for everybody else's viewpoints and all their theses and all the circumstances that they go through, and you forget where you were. Instead of using honey, instead of trying to give direction and honor and show people where they need to go calmly and securely, which is why Yeshua always used parables, which is why there's so many Psalms, which is why Lamentations was written for all of us to be able to read and accept. We're over there attacking everybody, and we're being hard on everybody. And nowhere in Scripture did it say be hard on everybody. No. If they not squad, if they not down, don't try to make them down. Let them choose to be down first. Pick a side. I saw this brother asking me about the Bible and asking me about the word of Yah and asking for direction and everything else like that. And I told him, basically, I gave him the page, and every once in a while I gave him something. I went through his hiatus stuff because I was going through something. I come back and he calls himself a pharaoh now. And part of me wanted to talk to him about it. Said, nah, I'm gonna leave that alone. He picked a side. So whether he's Nubian, whether he's Kemet, whether he just looks exactly at what history shows about those people and he takes it at face value, then that's it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. You know, he picked a side. If we have to ally for something in the future, maybe. But I'm not gonna get on him about what he needs to do as a result of anything. The whole point is everybody needs to have a team. Everybody needs to be on squad. You say Christian, you're Christian, but you got 50 different churches, and your church leaders don't pick a head over them. That's a problem. That's the one thing Catholics are good about. No matter how raunchy or how much lies or how much fakeness is in the Catholic Church, they know when the Pope says something, you gotta be down with the king. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, them 10 horns on the beast represent every single continent that has a leader that came from the Roman Empire. They're still provinces, whether you believe so or not. I don't care. But I bet you Pope say that something's wrong, people gonna think about it. And those leaders of those countries might try to say, okay, I won't do, or okay, I disagree on the side, but they will be kissing Pope's butt on the interim. And there's a lot of satanic stuff going on in that whole situation. But whatever. They got a leader. Mormons got a mass leader. Jehovah's Witnesses got a mass leader. Moors, even though he's in jail, they had a leader. Unification. So you can't just be doing stuff around by yourself. That's why when we got Hebrew Israelite camps, maybe like 50, 60, 70 camps, And it be baby mamas all over the place. Women that are cast off all over the place. Verbally abused and physically abused and attacked and threatened and called whore and all this other kind of crap, because when the head is not there, the whole entire group scatters off. All you gotta do is destroy the head and sheep scatter. You know, that's that hireling versus the shepherd. You know, hirelings don't truly respect that position. They don't truly honor and understand what it means. And you anoint a brother before his time. You raise up a kid and give him a wife before you train him up to be your husband. And he doesn't have to answer to you when he makes the mistakes that he makes. Then that's a problem. You know, we're chaos. We're a bunch of little brats that are privileged and entitled. You know, people call kids born in the 80s and the 90s entitled, but them 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s babies, they just as entitled in a different way. They are just a bunch of buttholes in a different way. You mean to tell me you done took everybody's money and you done took everything that we can't do anything, we can't have anything, and you're gonna call me entitled because you think in some shape or form you work for it? So, me working for 40, 50 hours a week, me coming up with a plan is not working for it. You acting like you are the leader of a gang, the leader of the underground mob and the mafia, and making me take out long-winded loans that I can't even pay for. Finding out ways to make me and mine's less than you, and trying to depreciate everything that I could possibly do because of the fact that you want more. You don't think that's wrong? You are slowing up and screwing up everybody else just as bad as anything else. You know? My mom had 2-3 jobs when she came to this country. She has wanted to do other things, and she has desired to do other things. And it's hard to do certain things when either you get into a schedule or the way you get your income is so static that one false move can screw you out of everything. You know? So the next person like me want 3 jobs can't get 3 jobs because every other industry is designed separate from that. Every other service is changed from that. People that shouldn't quit won't quit. People that shouldn't be in the industry, that don't do anything, somehow manage to be the unfireable ones. And it's all schemes. So many people scheming, and you're going to be the dummy to go out there and try to attack the whole entire system that never worked in the first place, thinking that your cries and your pleas are going to be answered, and by some flick of a switch, these devils is going to automatically change everything. No. We don't beg. We don't pray to these fools. I respect this belongs to you. You can have it. You're not my master. You're not my Yah. You don't do anything to make my life better. In fact, since I was 13 and I had my first job to now 34, about to be 35, you've only showed me that you have no desire but to make it to where no matter how hard I work, you're going to slave the living crap out of me and make it so that my money don't move right. I understand that. And I'll still fight to move up. I'll still fight to be better. I'll still fight to be greater. And the second I get up, I'm going to make sure that mine gets up too. And I got a squad. See what I'm saying? And as soon as I get on these streets, I will add on to my family. You know? And it's not going to be about no hate. It's not going to be about issue of color. It's going to be about tribe. But it ain't going to be no racism. It ain't going to be no thought process of enslaving anybody. It ain't going to be no thought process of killing anybody. We're just going to live for Yah. and we're going to build for the sake of Yah. We're going to separate. We are a holy nation unto Him. You're in the world, but not of the world. So how you operate and how you move has got to be according to the text and to the quatrains of our people, the message of the kingdom. You know, and if you can't handle that, then you need not be here. And that's just how I feel about the whole entire situation. Why are you trying to come into this and change this when this was not meant for you in the first place? You want to join, you're going to join and you're going to obey. You know what I'm saying? I have no intention of voting because that's a form of worship. I have no intention of casting a ballot. That's a form of worship. I have no intention of crying to these people because that's a form of worship. Daniel did not cry to Nebuchadnezzar. And like Meshach and Abednego, they did not cry out to Nebuchadnezzar. They did not cry to Artaxerxes. They did not cry to Darius. Darius loved Daniel. And Daniel was a prince. He retained his position even in captivity to lead the people. He still represented David. And that's what we don't get. That's why in the Nation of Islam, you see Farrakhan. Farrakhan's their prince. Farrakhan's their king. Farrakhan's their director, their leader. You know what I'm saying? That's why Yahweh ben Yahweh of the Yahweh ben Yahwehs of Florida, that's why they always talk about that man and say that he's coming home and returning again. Because of the fact that that was their leader. You know? Pope is their leader. They even have it set up to where Pope can surpass Yah in certain areas because Pope only has to say that it comes from Yah. He says God, but I mean, okay, he praises Zeus. Either way goes, these people have a command, a system of command. And under Ruach HaKodesh, we need to pray for a righteous leader, one who hears the things of Yah and will move accordingly through Ruach HaKodesh, despite any personal feelings and views. And we need to pray that the Ruach HaKodesh is working through us so that we could do things, so that we can handle not being everywhere and going all over the place like the heathen do. Not always worried about what we got and what we have like the heathen do. How you going to determine the righteousness of Yah from a heathen if you're doing the exact same thing they do? And that's what I'm saying. Marriage, taking care of those that have needs, working, worship. That's your focus. The mission. You don't got time to be out here risking your life to fight against Caesar and his, POTUS and his. Yo, how many times do you think Caesar spoke against the things that the centurions did? And I bet you still caught them centurions in the corner raping our sisters, killing their husbands. Unless you knew the law and you was moving like you was a publican, you was getting screwed by them people. You were slave. The whole thesis of slavery is not a biblical one. Don't look at that word slave that was put in there by white men and claim that it was a biblical principle, because it's not. Adoption is a biblical principle. Adoption is what's going on the whole entire life. And an adopted child can surpass born heirs because you love them. Duh. But until we understand that, we won't go anywhere. So we're going to do like this. Allahi, Yahuwah, manifester of Shamayim and Arats. We come to you humbly now to ask you to give us direction through your Ruach HaKodesh. We ask you to please retain us, keep us still when we need to keep still. Help us to focus on what we need to focus on. Help us to cut out the lie and make sure that we walk into things that you have us set for. Please help us to not be in these places where we should not be, because we remember that you have warned us that in the days to come, there's going to be famine, there's going to be pestilence, and 2/3 of us are going to be taken out with the sword. Please help us to be friendly whenever possible, to control our tongues whenever possible, and to stay away from unsavory people. Help us to not be in areas that can cause us harm, and help us to be the light in this world. We recognize the title of the messenger that was brought to us, seen as your son, for his words come from you, for his representation comes from you. As written in the text, he will be a righteous judge, and he'll be able to know the evil and still do the righteousness. Please help us to resemble him and his ways as he resembled you. We thank you for the Nabi, Lord Yah. We thank you for the things that they've done. Give us understanding from their writings. Give us understanding from the commentaries of Moshe and the commentaries of Yahushua, of the letters of Saul Anal and the rest of the Nabi HaYeshua. Please give us understanding to be able to move forward and to not look back, and to make the choices and to stop trying to define ourselves by those who are not of you. Hallel Yah. Amen. Just like that. Love you.